Manchester United taking on Colchester then this coming Wednesday. Now, Solskjaer has come out and said on the injury front for Manchester United that not many of the injured players will return for this game. Paul Pogba is apparently out ill. Believe of that what you will for Manchester United. But Diogo Dalot is in contention to make an appearance for Manchester United. He's been out a long while, so it does look like he may return from injury, as Ethan Laird played in the under-23s game on Monday night. So he was deputised in for Diogo Dalot in that previous game against AZ Alkmaar and against Astana as well. So he will probably not feature, and Diogo Dalot has got a very good chance of featuring. He did say that he will make changes for this tie, and that he does still expect Manchester United to create chances and score goals, whatever team he puts out. Now, this is against Colchester, who are 9th, I think, in League Two. So they're just outside the playoff places at this moment in time, and have still got a good chance of potentially making the playoffs. Now, they've beaten Spurs and Crystal Palace both on a penalty shootout in previous rounds. I believe the Spurs one was away, and the Crystal Palace one was away for Spurs, and at home for obviously Colchester, and the other one was at Palace and away for Colchester. So that is how I think they've done very well to get to this stage, to be honest. I mean, getting past two Premier League oppositions, whether it's on penalties or not, we struggled to get past Rochdale in our first game in this competition, only winning on penalties as well. So this isn't going to be no means a rollover for Manchester United. Find it really difficult because, I mean, Rochdale were down the bottom of League One. We're losing like every single game when we played them. We are playing a bit better now than that. And I do expect changes. I would expect Manchester United to field a rotated side, but not too many youngsters, just enough enough youngsters to still be competitive enough to potentially get the job done in this game. A team that should be good enough to beat these. So obviously on the day you can't do anything about it if the other team plays well. Colchester will probably try and raise their game. They've never played at Old Trafford before, so you don't know what's going to happen on the day. But he's going to put a team out, I believe, that's good enough to beat Colchester. So I believe he'll play Romero in net, Diogo Dalot at right back, and Brandon Williams at left back. Then the centre halves, I would expect it probably to be Jones and Tuanzebe, or it could be Maguire and Tuanzebe. I don't know. Jones seems to have fallen completely out of favour since that horrendous performance in the first half against Sheffield United. And the midfield is going to be a bit more interesting. There was no Matic at the weekend against Everton, and there was no James Garner either in the squad, including the substitutes. So it will be interesting to see, but I believe both of them will probably start this game in midfield. I mean, yeah, probably. Yeah, I would presume that both of them two will start. Probably Mata in the number 10 role, possibly. And then you've got the forward line. I would presume he'll probably play one of Rashford and Marshall, Pereira and Greenwood, something along them lines. He played. Chong got 90 minutes against Reading in the under-23, so I can't see him featuring in this game. The only thing I did notice from that game, obviously Levitt was out because I believe he's injured. Gomez didn't feature at all, so I don't know if that's indication that he won't sign the new contract, or he may feature in this one because Chong featured in that one again in the Europa League. I don't know, but the key for me was that Ramazani got taken off at half time in that game. Could he potentially be on the bench in this game? I don't know if that's the case, but he has been pretty damn decent in the under-23s this season and has been performing probably almost as well as Chong's been. Chong scored a great goal in the under-23s, and that level's probably too good for a number of them players this year. I don't know if the level of the opposition's got weaker this year or what it is, but we seem to have won 7 on the bounce this year, doing a lot better than we did last year. Maybe our players have just improved and got better and matured with age, I don't know, or the opposition have got worse. Probably a bit of both, to be honest, but that could be a surprise inclusion on the substitutes bench. 18-year-old Ramazani. he's looked decent in the reserves, and I wouldn't mind seeing him come into the fold, maybe on the substitutes bench. But we don't know what's happening with Gomez. My gut feeling is he may be in the squad for this one, and it would probably be last chance saloon for Gomez. It would be a shame if he. I would presume that he may be in the squad and may be on the substitutes bench for this game. Actually, a lot of people don't think he will be, but if he's not injured and he didn't even feature for the reserves, then and he doesn't feature in this one, then I think it is a bit crazy, because he did feature in the previous under-23 game and he did score. So it will be interesting to see on that situation. I know it is talk that he won't sign a new contract, but he hasn't really been getting many minutes at all, has he? And James Garner, obviously Brandon Williams and Mason Greenwood have all been getting a chance, and with there's no real attacking midfield player, no player similar to, you've got giving the likes of Matt a lot of game time, Pereira a lot of game time, and could he really do any worse than these at this moment in time? I'm not sure he could. He scored a great goal on pre-season against Tottenham, and hasn't looked bad at times for the under-23 still this season. He hasn't played a lot, so it will remain to be seen, but I wouldn't expect too many youngsters on the bench. If Marshall and Rashford don't start, I would expect at least one of them to be on the substitutes bench, and maybe another couple of experienced players, maybe a Maguire or a Wan-Bissaka, just someone of experience on the substitutes bench, just in case we need to maybe tighten it up at the back, or if a player gets injured or something, and we haven't got a lot of options to put on the bench, have we? It's a pretty thin squad. It's disappointing that Pogba couldn't feature in this game. I don't know really the situation, what's going on there, whether he's going to leave in January or not, but this would have been a perfect opportunity to give him 45 to 60 minutes against Colchester, just to ease him back into the fold. But I'm not too sure. We could also see maybe Scott McTominay will probably be on the substitutes bench as well, maybe Jesse Lingard, just a couple of experienced players, just in case the game does turn sour for Manchester United, because we don't always make it that easy for ourselves against these opposition, do we, in recent times? You'll obviously look at that Rochdale one, but I'm still going to put my neck on the line. This is against the League Two side, and I think Manchester United will go stronger than what Spurs and obviously Crystal Palace haven't got a big squad themselves, and they rotated and couldn't do it. But Tottenham did play quite a few inexperienced players, the likes of Troy Parrott and a few others, and it probably did backfire on them. They did try to win the game, but unfortunate for them, they only drew the game 0-0. And I do believe that Manchester United will just get over the line this. I'm going to go Manchester United winning this game 2-0. I think we'll probably just have too much for these. They are a League Two side, and they're probably looking at this as just a great trip to Old Trafford and not looking at it as though they can really get to the semi-final, because they're probably sooner get in the playoffs and try and get into the League One. And anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.